record button and good evening. This is our 4th week in our 8-week series of the New Year, New You workshops. And we just want to give a reminder that next week, the 31st of January, there will not be a workshop, but we will resume February 7th on Tuesday at 6:30. So my name is Dr. Barbie Phillips, and I am a chiropractor for people and animals. And our goal is to help people and animals live lives healthy through natural means, and we hope to give you some take-home information tonight. My co-host tonight is Kathleen, and Kathleen, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Well, good evening or welcome to everybody. I'm Kathleen Oliveri. I live in Mississippi, and I'm an educator and IT professional. I worked at Mississippi State University. I retired a few years ago, and in retirement, I still teach. And I'm very interested in being the healthiest person that I can be. So I'm so glad to have you here this evening.
All right. And do you want to go over our topic for tonight, Kathleen?
Absolutely. So tonight, I'm so excited because as I've gotten older, the energy and stamina has gotten a little bit less. So I'm a little bit more aware of the energy that I have and making sure that I have enough energy. So that's what we're talking about tonight. What's very, very interesting, though, is that according to a 2022 study, in that 3 out of 5 adults report being more tired now than they ever have been. So I like to think it's my age, but maybe it's not. If more adults are reporting this 3 out of 5, I mean, to me, that's telling me something. And they're saying it also could be due to, different being at home during COVID and a lot of the changes that came with that. Certainly our lifestyle changed for that period of time, and maybe we're just not back up to speed. But this is some really startling information. This same study found that 55% of the people said that no amount of rest helps them feel focused. So you're not alone, number one. If you're feeling like this, number two is hopefully we can share some things that may help you today. And 56% said that poor sleep schedules have really led to low energy levels. Pretty interesting information, Dr. Barbie.
Yeah, that really is. Thank you for sharing that, Kathleen. And like you said, we're not alone. Those of you out there, you're not alone. It is a common problem. So I've compiled a list of causes of poor energy and stamina. It's probably not a complete list, but it's something to get everybody really thinking about lifestyle. One of the things to think about is our work schedule. Sometimes our work is just long days. I know I feel that way sometimes, and our work schedule sometimes gets out of balance with our personal life. And sometimes we have a hard time of separating work and personal life. And it seems like since COVID, there's so many people working from home now that there is that lack of separation between work and even our home time or play time. And so that can really drag our energy down. Too much screen time can also be another issue, whether it's being on the cell phone, whether it's being on the computer, looking at Facebook. It can be exhausting mentally and even to our nervous systems. Lack of exercise or a sedentary lifestyle. I think during COVID, this kind of happened to people too, because people weren't getting out and doing the activities that they used to do or being around groups of people. And maybe some people that weren't outdoors people just kind of sat around the house and didn't do a lot and created bad habit. So now that's really hard to get that energy and stamina back to create a different lifestyle. Our diet can be a really contributing factor. Eating too much sugar is a big culprit, or drinking alcohol that has a lot of sugar in it. Even drinking too much caffeine, because these things can burn out our adrenal glands. And the adrenal glands help control our hormones in our body. So if the hormones are out of balance, then we can have low energy and stamina. Allergens is another thing, whether it's seasonal or whether it's something you suffer with a lot, that could really drag someone down from feeling bad from all those allergen effects, itchy eyes and sinus drainage, etc. And even the medications that sometimes people take over the counter can make you groggy or drowsy and really low energy. Stress in general, whether it is work stress, financial stress, It could be relationships or marital stress, even deadlines. Like right now is getting all the work done for tax deadlines. And so there's just so many stresses out there that can affect us. And sometimes we can help that, and sometimes we just have to push through that. Lack of sleep is a big one. Maybe staying up too late, watching TV, or again, being on technology and just not getting enough rest can really drag down our energy and stamina. And depression. There's so many people that I talk to that are dissatisfied with where they're at in life right now, whether it be job related, relationship related, or other reasons. And depression is a real thing, but sometimes we just have to try to find joy in where we're at today and not really focusing on things that aren't working out the way we want them to, so that we can pull ourselves up and not have energy and stamina issues from that. Also, there's viral and bacterial infections or any other kind of sickness that can drag us down. I know around here, the influenza A has really gone around and made it through people, and really fatigue has set in for people. And that's been a hard one. Anemia. Maybe we don't make enough red blood cells, or we're not eating the right foods for our blood to be really healthy. Even the hemoglobin levels can be low in our blood, and that can cause people to have low energy and stamina. And then last on my list is digestive issues. If our gut is not healthy, then we can feel really sluggish through the day. So that's important to have a healthy gut. So take away to take home tonight. What can we do to help our energy and stamina? So we want to talk about that for just a moment. We want to increase movement and exercise. Start small if you haven't exercised in a while, and work your way up in time. Sometimes it's really difficult to get started again if you haven't been on a regular workout program, but stick with it. In a couple weeks, it'll become a new routine, and then it'll be a lot easier for you. Eating complex carbohydrates like vegetables, lentils, beans, and peas versus refined carbs like cakes, candies, cookies, and potato chips. There's a big difference on how that affects our energy. Then also staying hydrated. Drinking half our body weight in ounces of water per day is really important, unless for some reason a medical doctor has told you that you cannot for a medical condition, and then more if you drink caffeine. So staying hydrated is a really big one. Listen to upbeat music. Gosh, even get out there and dance. You don't have to have anybody watching, and just get out there and move around and enjoy some good music. It releases dopamine from the brain, and that's your feel good hormones. And so we need those chemicals from the brain. Combine fiber and protein in your diet with meals. The fiber can actually slow down the blood sugar release in your blood, and this prevents the spikes and the crashes from eating inappropriate foods together. Visit your spice cabinet. Who would think of that? But if you actually smell black pepper, don't get it too close to your nose, but it's uplifting and it helps hormones be released that are really healthy. And cinnamon is a good one. So cinnamon, we all love the smell of cinnamon, I think. That's a great one. Essential oils are even really good, but make sure that you get good food grade essential oils. Don't buy the cheap things that are synthetic. They're very toxic to your nervous system and your lungs when you breathe them in. So that can cause problems over time. And another thing that I like to do at random, I'm not a coffee drinker. I stay away from caffeine, but I love the smell of coffee. And coffee is actually uplifting to our moods and releases those chemicals from our brain that make us happy. So that's actually something really great. Take deep breaths. If we take a breath in and just breathe in, I want you to recognize, are you breathing from your chest, or are you breathing down low from your diaphragm? Because if we're not diaphragm breathing, we're not getting oxygen to the lower lobes of our lungs, which means we're not getting enough oxygen in our blood, and it doesn't get to all our vital organs and such. So we can be very lethargic or tired from that. So if you don't know how to proper breathe, check into diaphragm breathing versus chest breathing, and that will really help a lot to get oxygen flowing. Decrease your stress. I think all of us can really take a look at our lives and get rid of things that don't serve us, that are zapping our energy and our time. And learn to say no. If there's something that's not serving your greater good, look at eliminating it, because there's so many things that can take away from our energy mentally and physically. And so maybe it's people, maybe it's a schedule that's out of balance that needs to be reined in, maybe it's time management. Set up and look at what your dream life looks like. And if there are things in your life that do not go alongside your goals, it might be time to eliminate those things. And last on my list is add quality supplements to your daily routine. I would love it if our foods and our soils were still healthy like they used to and weren't stripped of all the vitamins and nutrients. But guess what? They're not like they used to be. So we don't have the good vitamins and minerals. So we sometimes need to add those to our diet so that we can feel good again. And Kathleen, I'll turn over to you to discuss those things.
Raise your hand if you always learn something from Dr. Barbie. Every single time, I could just go down the list of all the things that you shared about the things I could be doing to make sure I have better energy and stamina. So thank you so much for sharing and then explaining to me. That's what I really like, is doing some of the explanations of why. So thank you. Now, in addition to all the things I'm going to start doing that Dr. Barbie suggested, there are some supplements that I take that I have noticed really make a difference to my energy and stamina. The first one, the foundation of all of my supplements that I take, is ASEA redox signaling molecules. I call this the foundation because it truly is. When I started to take enough of this, I noticed a complete and total change in my energy and stamina. It was like night and day. It took a couple of months for me to figure out the dosage, but once I did, it was like I felt like doing things again. I felt like going and being a part of different things. So that's the first thing, is to look at the redox signaling molecules. Now, we know that this is good for us. We know that this helps do lots of good things. It helps detect, repair, and replace our bad cells. It also helps boost antioxidants, and we know that that's a good thing. And it protects against free radical damage. So in addition to the energy that I'm feeling, it does all these other things as well. It optimizes our health by minimizing inflammation, and it does open up the 5 genetic pathways of inflammation, autoimmune, hormonal, cardiovascular, and digestion. So all of those things, just to say, I feel better and I have more energy. So definitely the foundation, which is the ASEA redox signaling molecules. Now, the second thing that I am taking that helps with my energy is the ASEA redox. Oops, I got the wrong one. I picked up redox mine, but it's the redox energy cell performance. And let me tell you why I like this. This is an immediate pick me up that doesn't come with all of the typical things you think about getting energy, because this is not going to make you jittery, jumpy, because it doesn't have those types of ingredients in it. It has things in it that's going to help make you feel better and also give you the energy. Now, what is this? This is just a packet. You tear it open and you can pour it into water, shake it up and drink it, or pretty much anything that you're drinking, you can pour this into. The only thing that's not recommended is alcohol. So you don't want to pour that into your alcoholic beverage. And what they have found is 82% of people who are using the redox energy have an increased energy level. 82%, that's pretty good. And 76% of the people feel that it provides a good for you energy. So it does help support increased metabolism for increased energy. I mean, that's a good thing, and it relieves oxidative stress. No artificial flavors, no artificial colors, no artificial sugars or preservatives. So you can feel really good about redox energy packets that you slip in, that you just pour into water and drink. So I like this. The third thing that I also do just every day is I take the Via Source. This is a great product that I use this is my vitamin source. This is my general multivitamin. And when you get this on the back, it's going to list all the different vitamins that it has in there. And I'm not going to go through all of those, but there's some things in here that I like the B12. There's B12 in there, and that really does help with energy levels, zinc, calcium, all the good things that I know that I need. And another great thing about this is that I know that this is sourced with quality ingredients that comes from whole foods. So this comes from whole foods. So these are the three things that I'm taking for energy. This was the lifesaver when I started to take this. This totally changed my life in terms of wanting to do things again. So this coupled with the Redox Energy, this is the immediate pick me up for the morning, evening, or whatever you want to do. Whenever you need that little boost of energy, you can rely on that. And then the biome, the source that does help. This is my general multivitamin. So these three put together, I know that I'm putting quality ingredients into my body that are good for me. And then it helps with my energy and stamina. So these have been really instrumental as I'm aging. And even if you're not, of course, we're all aging all the time, but even if you're not at the point where you're concerned about it, these products will definitely help because these are great supplements.
Kathleen, thank you for sharing all that. And I utilize all those products too. It did take me a little more than a couple months to really get my body back in order to where I was sleeping well and having good energy. So everybody's different, but it's just a matter of the products has a science behind it and they do work. It's a matter of just sticking to it until your body's is able to start healing itself. And that's really what we want to teach people is your body has the power to heal itself. It just needs to get what's helpful to it. So
now, one thing I did not mention, Dr. Barbie, and I definitely want to make sure I do mention it while I'm holding the products, is that these products do not prevent or any disease or what am I trying to say, Dr. Barbie? Help me out
do
with
not
this.
treat any disease or prevent any disease.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, we always want to have our disclaimer in there. We don't want to make any claims for that, but what we do know is what we've experienced and what a lot of my clients have experienced by giving the body what it needs to heal at the cellular level. It's just a whole brand new ball game for you. So, Kathleen, do you have any closing comments?
I don't. I've really enjoyed learning about this tonight and hope that when you're thinking about your energy, you'll think about all the different things that Dr. Barbie said to do in addition to the supplements. And then you should be on your way to hopefully feeling that energy and stamina that you deserve, giving your body a chance to heal itself.
That's a great comment. One last thing that I might say is these are healthy options because there's so many unhealthy energy drinks and things on the market that people consume. We want to encourage you to really do your homework. We've done the homework for you if you don't want to do it. And we're very, very particular about what we recommend to our clients and to our family and friends. So get something trustworthy that you're not going to have issues with down the line. And take care of your body. You deserve it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we'll say good night. Our next call will be again February 7th. We will be skipping next week on the 31st. And our next topic is gut health. So we all need good guts so that we can have a healthy lifestyle. And we'll be bringing some information to the table on that.
Well, great. I look forward to it. Bye, Barbie.
Okay. Good night, Kathleen.